Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Let me get my script that I just had up. Good afternoon. As a preliminary matter, this is John Brescher, Chair of the Real Estate Assessment Committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Penny Dye.
Here.
Lee Saperstein.
I hear.
Thomas Barada. Tom? Tom, are you there?
Haley, what's happening with
It
him?
shows that he's on the meeting, but he's not responding, and he's not muted. I wonder, Thomas, if you can hear this, will you write in the chat that you can hear us? Oh, I think we lost him. Maybe he's going to
Re-up.
Well, what I'll do is I think I can keep going because we still have a quorum, and then Tom can just join.
Yep.
So John,
Yes, Penny.
yes, I'm going to have a conflict on 51. Wee Weeder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Or okay. Was it?
Take my word for it.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. So everyone's got a conflict here. So we're going to have we've got three people who cannot sit because there is a conflict.
Isn't there an emergency ruling with respect to that?
Lee, do you remember the rule of necessity?
I believe Ken is right that if people are present and constitute the quorum for opening the meeting, but then have to recuse themselves, the vote falls on the balance of the members. And so I'm going to suggest that that's what we do.
Yeah.
And if we're wrong, we'll have to meet again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Lee, you stated it perfectly in terms of the rule of necessity. So let's work on that assumption, assuming we get Tom back on.
Well, actually, it begs an interesting question. Let's say Tom doesn't come back on. We still have our quorum.
We do have a quorum, and then Lee could be the sole vote.
Lee decides. All
Yep.
right. All right. Well, let's keep plugging forward then. Well, we're anticipating Tom, but we'll see how that plays out. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Ken Beaugrand.
Present.
Haley Cook.
Present.
Fantastic. Okay.
Perhaps Haley can use a side telephone to call Tom and see what's up.
Yes,
Good.
let me see if I have his number.
Good afternoon. This open meeting of the Real Estate Assessment Committee is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical space. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with the agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment to those members of the public that have joined via Zoom. For this meeting, the Real Estate Assessment Committee is convening by video conference via Zoom app, as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. For Zoom meetings, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I, the chair, notes otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I, the chair, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold them so your name is called further. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. For items with public comment, after members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged by and speak through the chair. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Okay, so let me pull up. Pardon me, I need to pull up my agenda to see where we are. And for whatever reason, I'm having trouble.
I can't find mine either. Was
Okay,
it?
the agenda, the first item on the agenda is to call to order. The second is the approval of the minutes. Third is public comment. Fourth is the real estate matters that are before us.
Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure we have any
No, there are no minutes to approve.
no minutes, and I'm not sure we have anyone from the public, but I see that Tom, can you hear us?
I believe so. Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome,
All
Tom
right.
Barrett.
I'm,
Right
I'm,
on.
I'm headed over to one of my clients' houses to steal their Wi-Fi.
Perfect. Okay, in that case, I will sort of defer since Penny and I are conflicted out of the parcels, I think V and W for 51 Wee Weeder. I will let Lee take over for the time being.
Are we
All
going
right,
to approval of the minutes?
There are no
I'm
minutes. to
sorry, I'm
approve.
sorry, of the agenda.
Yeah, the
Approval.
agenda was approved.
Ah.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Was it approved or did?
Oh, no, no,
Oh.
go ahead.
It was
okay,
not.
No, there should be a separate motion to approve
All
the
right, I'll make-
agenda.
Can I have a motion to approve
I'll
the
make a
agenda?
motion to approve the agenda. as submitted.
Motion made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Beautiful, thank you. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll do roll call vote. Penny Dye,
Aye.
Thomas Barrett,
Aye.
Lee Saperstein,
Aye.
and the chair, John Brescher, votes aye as well.
Okay, then there is no public comment. Then I suggest we move to the real estate matters and have Lee take over because of Penny and John recusing themselves on this at this point in time. Lee, and I'll be happy to help you if you want.
Should
All
we
right.
leave?
Thank you.
I just recuse yourself.
I'm recusing myself.
Okay,
Likewise, recusing myself.
okay, thank you. So that's recorded in the minutes.
For the purposes of an emergency response, it's Thomas Barada and Lee Saperstein who are convening. We're looking at 51 Wee Weeder Avenue. And thank you for the plot, Ken. Is there any reason why I was unable to find it on the secretary's website?
Yes, because it is not recorded there. We had to go down to the Registry of Deeds to be able to pull it out.
All right. Then I'm not the technical idiot that I.
No,
that
you're
I
not.
found myself.
It's very, very frustrating. It's one of the additional problems that you have with the land court.
Okay. We are talking about 51 Wee Weeder Avenue, and it is my understanding that the town proposes to sell the abutting strips of the paper roads to the owner of 51 Wee Weeder Avenue, who's listed as an LLC. If I'm making a mistake, Ken, you'll chime in.
Yeah.
In each case, the strip of the paper road extends, the parcel extends from the property line to the midpoint of the paper road.
That is correct.
The strip is 370 feet long by 20 feet wide, and this relates to both sides. And now I'll make a little tangential interjection. The paper roads have names, Waverly Street and I forget the other one. Oh yes, Vernon. Vernon and Waverly, but you won't find them on the town's GIS because they've never gone onto the street list. So we're talking about two parcels each one of which 370 by 20 is 7,400 square feet. And a sale would require consent from the owner for the proposed price.
And the owner has consented to $3 a square foot, which
I
is
was
the amount.
just about to say that, Ken.
Okay.
Thank you to your kind email. $3 a square foot represents a factor greater than the beginning square footage price, because there is some benefit to a view easement that gives the property a little more value. That works out to 22,200 per parcel. Thomas, have I made sense to you?
Yep, I'm following.
So the motion before us, Tom, is to sell parcels, I think they're S and V,
Correct.
to the owner at 22,200 each. I emphasize each.
Yep.
It would be a total of 44,400. Comments, Tom? Tom, you're there. Any comments?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Is there a
Yeah.
motion? Is there a motion to approve then?
Well, I have a couple questions.
Sure.
What is there in regard to, I believe it's formerly Vernon Street? As you're looking at the plan on the left side, we're selling the one piece, the 20-foot wide piece. And then what is the status of the other piece on the other side? That is next to the Kenyon, Niles Kenyon, and those, the other side, the other portion across the way.
I'm
Have
sorry.
those been given, are those in play to be given away?
No, I don't know the answer to that because we were only dealing with the properties that are in question. If they come up, they would be going through the same process in terms of the location, the valuation, and the recommendation from the assessor as to what the price would be if those were to be disposed.
Okay. And did this go through did any of this information of these lots being sold, or rather these former paper streets, have they gone through the coastal resiliency committee in regard to the rising tides?
No, I talked to Vince Murphy, and I will have, when I bring the AIS forward to the Board of Selectmen, I'll have his report in there saying that he did not see a problem.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Tom. Since it's just the two of us, my presentation was the motion to sell each of those lots to the homeowner at 22,200 each. If you second it, we're done.
And there's no subdivision policy, no
It's
subdivision writing?
the usual provisions in the deed that Vicky prefers.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, I guess so. I take as a second. That's the two of us in favor.
Yep, in
Thomas, if
favor.
you have any additional objection or question, let me know. Otherwise, I'll move that we're done.
So moved.
Okay. I return the chair to John Brescher.
Thank you. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I know it was a little strange one having with the rule of necessity. So that takes us next to other business. My suggestion for a meeting on other business, just I should say, this should be included, I think, in our next agenda item on the 12th of September. I think it may be worthwhile to revisit pricing. That's all. It's not a bad thing, especially given the value of homes out here, RFPs, et cetera. I don't think it's a bad thing to have another talk about this.
What would you like me to send an invite to Rob with this specific subject and how do you want to deal with that?
Yeah, yes, I think we should invite Rob. I also think that some of our discussion is going to go beyond Rob, so to speak. Because I think Rob's going to sort of give, without putting words in his mouth, I think he'll give us sort of the nuts and bolts of how it's calculated. And I think what should be before us is more of a philosophical discussion of, do we just want to say, yeah, yes, we'll take that as gospel, or do we add, 50 cents a square foot to it also? All towns,
John, but I thought in the existing one, I'm not sure. I thought there was always a provision that we would provide the possibility of adding additional stuff for water view, additional stuff for close to the beach, additional stuff for other things like that, and that the number from that came out of the assessor's office was just a base number that needed to be looked at and reflect the actual condition and location of the property. If I'm mistaken, then I apologize. But
no, I think I'll speak quickly. I think you're right. I think that's right. But I think it's, even if we're not going to have, even if we don't change anything, I think it is a worthwhile exercise to have this as like an annual discussion.
yeah, I agree, and that because that becomes a policy. It becomes a policy of REACT that becomes the base against which other criteria need to be matched.
Agreed.
In the past, John, we've understood what the base price was. It used to be $1 a square foot. I think we moved it up some.
Up to 2.
And then the factor would be applied. So what we don't have or didn't have in this case was a calculation of the base and the multiplication by the factor. I'm presuming, since $3 is bigger than a number I've ever seen, that includes base times factor.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it has to. I mean,
I know that it does, because that was when I spoke to Rob.
Well, again, I think it would be worthwhile if we could have Rob, even if we pick his brain for 10, 15 minutes. I think sort of as an indication that we're doing our job as a committee. Yeah. I think it would be time well spent.
We will get that arranged.
Okay. Since we're speaking of pricing,
yep,
I'd also like to revisit the true costs of time and effort to do these, i.e. the lawyer fees and also office staff, because we just sold, theoretically, we just sold something for $27,000, but how much time to go into it? We have a token $1,000 closing cost for town lawyers, but if you remember when I did that report of lawyer fees back before COVID, there was one property that we just got rid of, after COVID, but that one had $27,000 worth of town lawyer fees in it over a 5-year period. So I just, some of these lots may be real quick and easy, and some of them may not be. And I don't think the town's capturing the true cost of what this program is.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tom. And I think that's, and maybe that's a simple email to Vicky and say, hey, do you charge a flat fee, or are you billing for your time? Because I think for a lot of this, we prefer for her to bill for her time.
Well, I agree on that, but at the same time, I don't think the billing gets, I think it's just a straight token $1,000 fee for the town lawyer is what it's been for a while. And I know that, the odds of it's just a token 1,000. I don't think that's the reality of it.
How about this?
And I'll go down to whatchamacallit and get a report on the lawyer fees for this if I need to,
I'll talk to Vicky about it, and between John and I, we'll get it sorted out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other business at this point? All right. Hearing.
John, September 12th at what time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock
Okay.
is our time.
I'll mark my calendar. Thank you all.
All right. And any chance we might be able to get the material Maybe like Wednesday before the
Yeah,
meeting instead of the Friday?
Yeah, there was a problem with respect to the timing of the projects that both Vicky and I were working on that had a priority over this, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I need to, John,
Yes.
this, are we gonna contemplate, I'm not suggesting I have an opinion, but meeting in person at some point again?
Penny, that's a really good question and one that I have not honestly thought about. Ken, are we?
We are the
Okay.
issue. The issue there basically is that for in-person meetings, the town wants to make sure that meetings are held on town property. So there are a limited number of locations, but once Haley and I moved to our new premises over on East Chestnut Street, the old building department building, we have a conference room there that we would obviously give you a priority to be first tenants in it. So, but we'd have to coordinate that with Erica.
Well, that may
I like Comet better. It's easier in, easier out.
Assuming
Just my preference. Just my preference.
assuming we can get it, Tom.
Okay.
Understand the preference.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think that you should make a decision, because if that's the case, we need to start booking that in advance before everybody else gets in.
On my other committees, we've elected to go in person, but with
Zoom
Zoom connection.
hybrid. Yeah.
And that's worked well because it allows public participation. And if somebody has got a tight schedule, they can come in via Zoom. And under the ruling up to, I think it's the end of March 2023, Zoom attendees count to the quorum.
That is correct.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, with this, at this point, any other business?
No.
right. Hearing none. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So approved.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Great. Let's do any further discussion on the motion. Hearing none. Let's do a roll call vote. Penny Dye,
Aye.
Thomas Barrett,
Aye.
Lee Saperstein,
Aye, and goodbye. I'm gonna hit my leave button as soon as you approve.
and then the chair, John Brescher, votes aye as well. All right. Thank you all very much. And have a, stay cool as best you can.
Bye-bye.
Right. Bye.
All right. Bye.